Hi everyone, it's your homegirl Talia, and I am back for video number 2. And today I just wanted to pop in and, well, I don't know about popping anywhere. I wanted to come in today and talk a little bit, do a couple of tags that I've seen kind of floating around Flosstube. And I also have a new start that I will share with you toward the end. So let's get started on that. And I'm trying to give credit where credit is due on these tags. I wanted to kind of go over the Know Your Needleworker tag, which I believe was started by someone named Whimsy Daisical, but I believe the original video has been removed. So I watched another user do their Know Your Needleworker tag, and they read out the questions, and I just kind of jotted them down as they went. So that's what I'm doing with that. Question 1: where do you live? I currently live in Macon, Georgia, which is about an hour south to southeast of Atlanta, in the very center of Georgia. And there's a reason that Georgia is infamous for their heat. It's hot. Our summer temperatures have reached high 90s, hundreds this summer, and it's still not over. We're gonna probably be having a warm Halloween. So I've always told myself that whenever my kids graduate, or when they're finally out of the house, that I will probably move back to North Carolina, because this is not me. I just want to get back to North Carolina. Number 2, what do you do for a living? I am a general manager of a small men's urban clothing store, about 30 minutes away, even further south, for now, which I'm going to be leaving there after October, mainly for health reasons. I'm always sore, I'm always tired, and plus my daughter being expecting, I kind of want to be around her a little bit more. So that brings me into question number 3. Do you have any children? Yes, I have 2. I have my son, who's 20, and I have my daughter, who's 17, who is, again, as I just said, is expecting with my first grandchild here in the next couple of months. And I don't know her excitement level, to be honest, but I'm kind of looking forward to it. Number 4, do you have any pets? Yes. I have a cat. She is 3.5 years old. She's a Japanese bobtail. She's kind of a calico color, which they technically refer to as van, and which means she has no tail. It's just kind of cute. It's different. You know, I had a rag doll years ago before her, and I always told myself that the only other cat I would get would be a rag doll, and it just didn't happen that way. She chose me. I just happened to respond to an ad on a Facebook yard sale site, a trading site, and met the woman. We kind of met halfway. We kind of lived about an hour away from each other, and we kind of met halfway in Walmart parking lot, and traded the cat, and that was it. We went back home, and she's been mine ever since. And it took her a while to warm up to me, but it took her a couple of days to start getting used to the environment. The woman that I got her from said that she used to be her mom's cat, and she had been in a crate for a couple of days on her porch. So I kind of felt bad for that, you know. But a couple months after, well, about a month after I got her, I took her to the vet, and she had infections every which way you could think of. She had ear infections, eye infections, upper respiratory infections, and she also was cursed with having feline leukemia, which is not really deadly in itself, but should she catch something from another cat, should she come down with something, then it could possibly be deadly because her system can't fight it off. So I am limited to not having any other cats. My son has a dog. He's about a year old. He's a mixed Rottweiler, Pit something mix. And we have someone staying with us right now who has a puppy, a pit bull. He's about 3 months old, 4 months old, something like that. Very, very adorable. And so we have a house full, and my daughter also has a hamster, which she keeps in her room. So we have a menagerie of pets. Question number 5. What are your other hobbies besides stitching? I'm crafty in general, so I do other crafts. Sometimes I will, and thanks to Pinterest, I make wreaths, I've made blankets, but as far as any other hobbies, I do couponing. I try to, but I'm so limited on time. For a while, I haven't really been able to do much on it. I was actually out of it for about 6 months or so, and then I got inspired to try to do it again recently, about a few weeks ago. But again, it involves cutting out coupons, and I really I find myself not wanting to cut out coupons because I'd rather be stitching. So yeah. On my off time, I do like going to car shows, mostly for like the customized cars, just like, yeah, custom cars. Although I don't have a car right now. When I had a car, I was trying to do little small things, not anything overly dramatic. Things like window tinting, and I had a big sticker on the vinyl on the back window. I had different headlights, different tail lights. I took the side moldings off. Just little things. If I'd had the money, I probably would have got some new rims for my car, but that didn't happen. And the car, I don't know how in the hell I managed to have that car for 7 years, considering it was a loan from day one, and I bought it a year old. And I just let it, I actually let the finance company take it back. I was tired of dealing with it, and it finally messed up to where I couldn't drive it. And I was like, you know what, best time is any. I don't have the money to fix this. I don't know when I'm going to have the money to fix this. You guys take it back. Because I can't deal with it anymore. I'm tired of spending money on it. So I currently don't have a car right now. I get around for my son and my boyfriend. And I'm going off the tangent again. Okay. Question number 6. What is your favorite movie? I don't have one favorite. I have a few, and I'll keep it to this many. One, my favorite old movie is Cat on a Hot Tin Roof with Elizabeth Taylor, and I watch it whenever I catch it on TV. I don't care what I'm doing. That's it. That's channel surfing done. I watch it. And these are pretty much all movies that I will sit down and watch whenever I catch them on, no matter what else is on TV. Once I see it on TV, discussion over. Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. Encino Man. It's a kind of older movie from the 90s with Brendan Fraser, Sean Astin, in kind of a thing at the time, Pauly Shore. But it's probably one of my favorite older movies. What else? I like Clueless, another 90s movie. Alicia Silverstone, Stacey Dash. Very, very funny movie. And very, what's the word? Cult classic. And I believe recently, an artist by the name of Iggy Azalea, she did one of her music videos that kind of was inspired by that movie. What else? I love, I guess my other 2 favorite movies are both Anne Rice books, although I don't personally read Anne Rice. Interview with the Vampire. I love Interview with the Vampire. One thing I don't like about it, but it's minor at this point, Tom Cruise. I don't like Tom Cruise. I don't like any of his movies. So, don't know why. He just seems like an asshole to me. And I apologize for the language. I don't like Tom Cruise. But I love Interview with the Vampire. Brad Pitt, Antonio Banderas, Kirsten Dunst, all phenomenal. And the other one is, oh my god, my mind just went blank. Queen of the Damned. Aaliyah was awesome in that movie. I never read the book, but I think the portrayal of Lestat in that movie was so much different than the portrayal from Interview with the Vampire, and I think I like the Queen of the Damned Lestat better than the Interview with the Vampire Lestat. That one I could probably deal with. But I don't know. Like I said, that's pretty much my movie list. And I just, some movies here and there, that I enjoy, and I'm probably forgetting 1 or 2 that are on my watch no matter what list. But I can't think of it right now. So, we'll move on. What is your favorite TV show? Number 1 is Supernatural. I am a Supernatural fanatic. Not really a fanatic, but I love Supernatural. And I can't wait for the new season. But some of my other favorite shows are also on the CW, on the same channel. Vampire Diaries and Originals, as well as Reign. I love Reign. I love Castle. He's so funny. in that show, and it's just funny. The other characters are so funny. I think my favorite characters on that show, other than Rick Castle, are Ryan and Esposito, because they feed off like each other so well, and they're so funny. Especially Esposito. And then I also love it's just, I like watching the show. It's only been on one season for now. It's a show called How to Get Away with Murder, and I don't know when it's coming back. How to Get Away with Murder. Oh, and Jane the Virgin. I love Jane the Virgin. I can't wait to see what happens when they come back for season 2. It's going to be interesting. That's on my. That is mostly network shows. But I do have a couple of cable shows that I try to keep up with, and that is The Dead Files, which is Travel Channel, I believe, and also Ghost Adventures, which is also Travel Channel. I also like Pitbulls and Pearlies. That's a show that I like, but it always makes me cry. Pitbulls and Pearlies, which is Animal Planet, and Long Island Medium, which is TLC. Those 2 shows always make me cry. I love them, but I hate them. I love the show, but I hate how they make me cry every single time. So I have to be in a crying mood. I have to be okay with crying. Question number 8. What is your favorite book? Oh, that also brings me back to, I forgot one. Another TV show that I try to keep up with, and I know I missed a lot, but I'm trying to go back and watch it. Another show that I love is Bones, which is why I forgot about it. One of my not favorite books, book series by an author named Kathy Wright, who is also involved in the Bones series. She is I believe, the executive producer, but she's also kind of a consultant, because she is actually a forensic anthropologist, like the character Brennan on the show, and that she's one of my favorite authors. And I just recently got into a new author. I can't remember the name of her name. Give me just a minute, and let me look this up. And I know I should have looked this up before I even started the video, but I didn't, because I forgot. Okay. It's a 3-book series by an author named Tammy Hogue. The first book is called Deeper Than the Dead. It is a kind of forensic book, but the 3 books take place in the mid to late 80s, when forensics wasn't really around much for your smaller towns, and you had to go off of police work alone in general. The first book in the series is called Deeper Than the Dead, and it takes place in 1985, and the subsequent books take place maybe a year later, or a year and a half, 2 years later. Then the third book is a couple of years after that. It's called. It's the I'm trying to think. Sorry. I was not wanting to listen to that. I'm sorry. But anyway, Um, those are really good books to check out, especially if you like murder mysteries, forensic books in general. If you like Kathy writes, check out Tammy Hogue. She writes very well written books. But those are my two favorite. Those are the ones that I like the most. And I will always get their books. And I have several that I have my wish lists on Audible. So yeah, check those out. You may like them. Number 9. What is your favorite music? I love rock, alt rock. I guess you could call it. My favorite of all time band is Linkin Park. So that can kind of give you an idea about the kind of music that I like. I listened to pop when I was a teenager, so I'm still kind of partial to pop as well. Taylor Swift annoys the crap out of me. Her songs are catchy, but I don't like her. And you won't see me downloading any of her songs, no matter how catchy they are, how much I like them when they come on the radio, because I just don't. But I do like Linkin Park, Shinedown, Evanescence, and then some like 30 Seconds to Mars, Breaking Benjamin. Who else? That's my main bands that I listen to. And just music similar to that in general. As I grow older, I find that my music tastes are kind of stuck about 10 years ago. Everything up to about 10 years ago. It's very hard for me to get into listening to new music because I'm just scared that I'm not going to like it. I like what I already like. But yeah, I mean, rock, pop, I listen to everything. Rock, pop, country. My favorite musical is Phantom of the Opera. So that should give you an idea that I do listen to some music, classical music, occasionally. And I love a good kind of contemporary violin sound. There's a girl named Vanessa May that I used to like. I haven't really listened to her in a while though. So I kind of my tastes are all over, but I guess I had to pick one or two styles. It's rock and pop. So, last question: What one word best describes you? Schizophrenic. I'm a little bit all over the place. I'm a control freak. I'm crafty. I'm sweet as pie. I can be sweet as pie, but I can also be a bitch to you if I don't like you, or if you do something that makes me not like you. And when I get an idea that I want to do something, I have to do it right then. Like, I have to act on it. And waiting kills me. If I know, okay, I want to start this project, but I don't have the money to get the stuff. Like, I really want to start that project for this person so that I can have it done, which is what I'm kind of going through right now. It kills me because I can't stand waiting. If I want to do something, I want to do it. I want to get started on it right then. But also at the same time, I have a bad habit of starting something and not finishing it. So I'm a little all over the place in that I don't have. It's going to be hard to track down one personality trait from me. I'm loving. I think I'm loving and giving. I don't ask for a lot in return from other people, but at the same time, I'm not going to let you walk all over me. So I'm a Pisces, so we're a little bit, we can be known to be a little bit hard to pin down to one personality or one trait, because we adapt to very different things. So that concludes the Know Your Needleworker tag. And I know this is going to be a long video, but I want to go ahead and get into another tag, just to kind of knock it out of the way. And the ones I'm doing now are more telling you about myself, because I don't have a lot of stitching things to talk about, because I'm still kind of building it up. So that's why I'm kind of talking about myself right now, which I don't mind. You know, a lot of people, some people may claim that I don't like talking about myself. Yeah, you do. People like talking about themselves. You just, sometimes, some people, you may just have to kind of pull it out of them. But you get me talking about something that I'm passionate about, yeah, I'm going to keep talking and talking and talking. So I'm not talking about coupons right now. I'm talking about stitching. And I am talking about myself. So the next tag that I wanted to do is by Sonia at Tack Crazy Creations. It's her Joy of Cross Stitching tag. And it's, you know, I just thought it was some questions that I think I could answer as far as my experience with cross stitching. So, number one, how did you learn to stitch? I think my grandmother taught me. I didn't get any anything from my mom. She's not crafty at all. I think the craft gene skipped a generation. My grandmother was very crafty. I believe she taught me. I do remember her trying to teach me to crochet, but it didn't stick. So I think maybe she kind of introduced me to cross stitching sometime in elementary school, because I can remember sitting in the commons area with my little stitching project, whatever I was working on, in the little commons area before school, where we had to wait until the bell rang, and I just remember that for some reason. I have random memories that I remember. I couldn't tell you what I had for dinner a week ago, but I can tell you that I sat in a plastic chair in a commons area in elementary school while I waited for school to start. So I think I learned to cross stitch from my grandmother. She had a lot of other things going on too. She was very crafty. She was a homemaker back in the 50s and 60s when she would have been that age. She did. I can't remember if I maybe had brought this up in my last video, but she sewed. She did crocheting. She did not pottery, ceramics. I think she used to actually mold the ceramics, but in her older age, she initially just painted them. But I think that's probably where I learned it from her. More than likely, that's where I learned it. I don't remember exactly, specifically learning it from her, but yeah, that's probably the best source that I would have learned it from. Number 2, have you ever taught anyone how to stitch? No. I was embarrassed by it for a long time. I was embarrassed that I liked to cross stitch. I was embarrassed in doing the cross stitch, and I don't think I know anybody that wants to know how to stitch. I have a couple of people, a girl that I work with, she'll say, "Oh, you know, that looks amazing. I can't believe you know how to do that." It's simple. It's just X's in fabric. But I haven't really taught anybody how to stitch. So, no. When you stitch, do you like to watch TV, listen to music, or just have quiet? I mostly stitch in my room, sitting in bed. So, and since I don't have a TV right now in my room, I will pull up YouTube or Netflix or Hulu or what have you while I'm stitching and watch and listen to that while I'm stitching. Because I need the noise. And not even just while I'm stitching. I usually need the noise. But that's what I do when I stitch. I have to have some type of video on the screen playing in the background. Number 4. When you use a kit, which company or companies do you like best? I haven't used a kit in a long time. The last time I tried to use a kit was one that my mom had asked me to do for her, and I messed up on it big time. There was supposed to be a border. It was a verse, and it was a border around, like a square, rectangular border with some flowers around it, and I messed up. I was an entire lengthy row up and down. I was an entire row over from what it was supposed to be, and it kind of actually messed a lot of things up. And instead of undoing all the work that I had done, because I have done some on the flowers as well, at that point, I just like, you know what, Mom? I have another design, another pattern that I'm going to do for you in its place. So that was actually the, his name is Jesus. That's what I did for her. And I still need to frame that up. But I like the idea of kits. Some of them are very pretty. Some of them are gorgeous. But I don't like the idea of kits. Because I think it's because the floss comes too short. I don't like the little floss lengths. And it's, I don't know. I just haven't really done, I don't like doing kits. I try to stay away from kits. It would take me something spectacular for me to do a kit, or unless I happen to get them in a grab bag type haul, then I might consider it. It just depends on what it is. It has to be spectacular. I don't like these little simple, sorry, but I don't like these little simple childish looking patterns. They're just, I may be a beginner, not necessarily a beginner, but I may be not 100% know everything expert, but I know too much to do a cat with a heart and an old plastic heart-shaped frame. I can't. Sorry. If I ever do an ornament, it's probably, I don't know. I can see myself doing ornaments maybe one day down the road, but I'll get to that bridge when I cross it. I try to stay away from kits in general, because I just don't feel like messing with them. I just don't feel like dealing with them. I would rather just get the pattern, find the pattern, and pick my own fabric, my own methods of doing things, and my own skeins of floss, so that I can cut the length of thread that I like. And it is what it is. So moving on, I try not to ramble too much about one thing, but I think I'm doing that today. I have a hard time transitioning into the next question. Number 5, what are your favorite designs to stitch? I don't gravitate toward any one thing. You know, it depends on the design, I guess. And I'm still kind of finding my way with what's out there. I'm not crazy about fairies or dragons, wizards, anything like that. It'd probably be closer to I don't know, animals, flowers, some flowers. It just depends on the design. Like I don't really have any specific type of design that I prefer to stitch. I prefer designs that have a little bit more meat to them. Like I said a few minutes ago, I don't like these really simple, I guess what you'd call a quick stitch. I don't really like them. They're too simplistic for me. I prefer something with a little bit more depth to it. And the ones I'm working on now are they are simple designs, but I would, as soon as I get the chance, I'll probably be working on something a little bit more hardier, with more of a design aesthetic to it. Number 6. How do you get ideas or inspiration for your projects? I stitch what I like. Right now I'm gearing up towards starting some Christmas gift projects, so that's kind of influencing right now that I need to do that. Have a couple of the hand towels that I still need to do. I need to stitch up a couple of quick pendants for a couple people, and I don't know what I'm going to do for my dad. I don't know if I'm going to stitch him something or if I'm going to just buy him something, because my Christmases can go either way. Some years I will hand make people things, and some years I will just buy everybody something. Depends on time and mood. So I get inspiration from the things I see. So that's it. Number 7. How do you store or keep your charts? My charts, considering I only technically have 3 right now, which is His Name is Jesus, Psychedelic Seahorse, and I have a third one over here that's for a rooster, which I still don't know if I want to stitch him or not. I keep them in a drawer, honestly. They're in a drawer in one of my dressers that's specifically just for this and that. Oh my god, it sounds bad. I'm sorry. I don't keep. There's not much in that drawer. There's some charts. There's a box of Nutty Buddies, and there's coupons. coupon leaflets in there, inserts. So, and that's all that's in the drawer. So don't think I'm abusing, hoping nobody thinks I'm abusing coupon patterns, because I'm not. On the go, I'm going to show you. For me to tote it around, I use an old purse. It's a nice purse. This is how I transport my stitching. It's just big enough on the inside. Sorry, I'm trying to put it on this thing. It's just big enough on the inside for my. I have like the little metal board right here, and with my, I keep my pattern on. And have my stitching. I'll show you in a few minutes. It's just big enough to just kind of slide my board and my hoop. Sorry if I just showed you. Into. Just slide it into like that, and it's a good size. Little tote bag. And that's what I keep the current project that I'm working on. That's how I transport it back and forth to work. Which is, it's not much, I know. And like I said, like I said in the last video, I'm kind of starting out on the bottom of all this, and I'm working my way up to getting the stash, getting patterns, getting tools and whatnot, and that's what I have right now. But should I get ready? I'm going to start getting ready to do a couple of things, and I'll probably just kit those up in like little plastic baggies or something, in little Ziploc bags. Number 8. Do you stitch for yourself or to give to others? Both. My new start that I'm working on is currently for me, but my finished object, my FO, my last finished object, is to get to my mom. And as I just said a few minutes ago, I'm going to be starting Christmas presents here soon, so that I can get an early start on those and hopefully have them done and out of the way before Thanksgiving, so I won't have to worry about that. I do not, under any circumstances, I do not get out and try to deal with Christmas shopping crowds. That's just not going to happen. So I'm trying to get my Christmas presents out of the way. And also, I'm also about to start working on a project that I need to have done by June of next year for my son's 21st birthday. And I know a couple of you out there, and I apologize if I don't remember your names yet. Your faces are in my head, but names I cannot remember to save my life. A couple of you out there, I think, are working on the Pokemon, like the huge Pokemon projects. And I just drew a blank again. Like the generations charts. I know there's actually 5 different ones. I'm so hard trying to pull it from my memory. I'm sorry, I can't remember it. I'm not going to waste your time sitting here. She's a redhead. I remember that. And in advance, I apologize. Your name is just completely left my head for right now. I know you were working on the same pattern. You were actually working on Generation 1 of the Pokemon patterns. I've talked to my son about it, but he actually slightly prefers Generation 2 more. So if I want to start one of those, I might actually do Generation 2. And it's a very large project. It'll probably be my BAP, and the only BAP I'd be working on. And I know it's going to take me a while. It might be something that I'm going to try to work on even weave if I can get to that point. But that's going to be for something for later. But I stitch bows. I'm very picky about what I make for myself, and as well as what I make for others, because I don't know a lot of other people that do any kind of crafts other than me. So if any project that I stitch up for somebody else, it has to be something related to something that they like. Whether they've asked me to do it or whether I know it's just going to be something that they're going to like, I do for bows. But I'm very picky about what I make for myself. But yeah, I do bows. Either way, it just depends on what it is and what it's for. Number 9. When you take your cross-stitch projects in the car to appointments or traveling, how do you carry all your supplies? That. I don't work on them in cars. I don't really have any appointments to go to that I can work on, that I know I'm going to be sitting there for a while and working on my cross stitch. Because by the time I get everything out, I might get in 5 or 6 stitches, and then it's time for me to go. I do work on, the only other place I work on other than home is at work, well, at my job site, because I may occasionally get a couple of stitches in during the workday, but generally it's after work while I'm sitting there waiting for my ride to come get me. Okay, sorry about that. I got interrupted. I was on puppy duty for a few minutes while my son drove my daughter up to the end of the road to the bus stop. And we have a new guest star. Say hi, Callie. She's pitiful. She's really pitiful. She's sweet. And she wants to be. I walk out of the room for 5 minutes. Oh, yeah, now you want to look. See? Hi. I walk out of the room for 5 minutes to get some lunch and watch the puppy. And I come back in, she acts like I've been gone for a week. It's kind of endearing, but it's also kind of annoying at times too. So, what I was talking about. I was talking about, do I take my stitching in the car, or do I travel with it? I just carry it around in my little flat tote bag, back and forth to work sometimes, maybe a few days a week, and I'll work on it after my work day is over while I'm waiting on my ride to pick me up. But other than that, I don't really work on it anywhere else other than workplace and home. And so the last question, I was doing the enjoy cross stitch tag. The last question is number 10. What do you enjoy most about stitching? It's kind of a quiet. It's very laid back. It's not rushed. It's You know, you can work on it as fast or as slow as you want to. And you can change up what you're working on. And that's what I enjoy most about it. It's just very laid back craft, you know. And yeah, so that's kind of, I guess that's kind of why I've gone back to it. So that's that. And that concludes the Joy of Cross Stitch tag. Thank you, ladies, for these tag questions. To Sonia and to whoever, Whimsy Daisy, whoever you are, for the Know Your Cross Stitcher, Know Your Needleworker tag. They were fun to answer, and I might do. I'll do another tag another day, but I think 2 tags in one video is enough. So with that being said, I just real quickly want to show you what I'm working on as far as my new start. I don't know if you remember the pattern that I showed, the completed project that I showed you that I completed for my mom, for the His Name is Jesus. And I started on that one again, but I started on it to do one for myself. And here is, it is a free pattern, so I don't have to worry about getting in trouble for showing the pattern. I mean, I don't think you can see it in this far back anyway. So here is the completed pattern. It is His Name is Jesus. And it's like all the different names for Jesus, Alpha, Christ, Lord of Lords, Alpha, Prince of Peace, Messiah, all those. I did this one for my mom. If you don't recall from last video, I did this one for my mom on blue, like navy blue fabric, with different shades of like tans and yellows, not yellows, but like kind of goldish mustard colors. And it's okay. I liked it when I first did it, but now I'm just kind of like, it's still a nice piece. I'm just not crazy about it myself. And I know my mom will love it. Once I get it framed. So I did start on mine, and I don't know if you remember, I had the kind of this variegated floss from this artist brand, which is sold at Hobby Lobby. And I had gotten some kind of oatmeal colored 14 count Ada, which isn't what I really wanted, but it was the color that I wanted, but not the size that I wanted, not the count that I wanted. But hey, I'm working with what I got here. So I need to change my channel name to Colored in Cat Hair. One cat she sheds like you wouldn't believe. So this is a new start, and I really only started working on it Saturday night, I think. Friday or Saturday night. So a couple of days worth. And this is what I've gotten done so far. I am absolutely in love with the effect of the variegated thread. But not just that it's variegated thread, is that when you're doing, okay, you can see that. But when you're doing a variegated thread in kind of when you start it with the loop method, which I've become addicted to at this point, the variegated thread with the loop method, when you're folding the thread over onto itself, you have 2 pieces of the thread that are at different places in the variegation, in the color change. So you get kind of like a blended needle effect, which is kind of cool, but it can be annoying because sometimes when I have, like if I'm working on a row and I know that I need to keep from jumping, because I try not to jump as much as possible. If I need, at the end of this row, I need to kind of go up a few. I need to go up this way and then come back down and go back and do more rows. I will go ahead and lay those out, but then by the time I come back to it, come back over with the second half the X, it's at a different color. It's at a different color in the thread line. It's kind of annoying, but it's so far it's really pretty. And I still don't know. I initially wanted to do the entire piece in this one color, which the original pattern calls for 3 different colors, and that's what I did my mom's in. But I'm still debating on whether or not I want to do it in this entire color, because I do have enough skeins of it. I'm gonna try and do some of the other names that are in this same color out along the edge, and then see what I think of it then, or if I need to go back and get other colors in the variegated colors. So we'll see. But yeah, it's very pretty. Like you just, it's very hard to kind of make out this variegated color. It's very pretty. Very pretty. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm in love with it right now. Yeah. This is actually the most of the H right there, and then you have the J. I'm still working on it backwards here. And you have the J, and then the E, a little bit of the E right there. But that's for myself. I'm going to work on this. Between working on this and the psychedelic seahorse, which I might not even go back to. I don't know if I'm going to go back to the psychedelic seahorse right now. And I'm going to work on this until I can get up the supplies to start working on my Christmas presents. So, yeah. So then when I get that stuff and I get some work done on it, I will be back. So that's all I have for now. It's not much. I mean, I just want to kind of come in and come back and discuss some of the tags, a couple of the tags from other users, and to show you guys my new start. I've been working on it a lot, so that's probably why it looks like I have a lot done. But that centerpiece is really the largest of the pieces, obviously, and so everything else around that is it's smaller. They're more quick stitches, so those are like little mini finishes. So that'll be for myself, because I love purple, as I told you guys before. Anytime I pick out something for myself, it's probably going to be purple, or have purple in it, or be primarily purple. So that's just a warning. So with that, I'm so happy. I'm getting subscribers. I'm getting views. Thank you guys. You're so kind for watching my first video. And I know I didn't talk that much. I had a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So I will see you guys. Hopefully I will see you guys next week. If I don't have another video next week, then it might be a couple of weeks before I get back. We'll see. Because I got some stuff going on my computer right now. So, Anyway, hope you guys have a great day, have a blessed day, and happy stitching.